this continues to be the latest coming in from Karnataka. This is the season 2 of breakfast diplomacy in Karnataka politics. And viewers, this is the first picture, in fact, that we have got of Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar receiving the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah, at his residence. Remember, it's the very important breakfast meeting that's going to happen. This is the second breakfast meeting that's going to happen between both the leaders in the last few days. First one happened at Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's residence, and this one is going to happen at D.K. Shivkumar's residence. And ahead of that meeting, this is the first picture, in fact, that we've got of D.K. Shivkumar receiving the Chief Minister at his residence. Joining me right now are my colleagues tracking the story very, very closely. From Bengaluru, we have Pratibha as well as Neha live with us right now. Good morning to both of you. So, what's for breakfast this morning is the question on everyone's mind. Pratibha, take us through, what time did the Chief Minister arrive? I believe D.K. Shivkumar had reached his residence a bit late. So, was it the same thing with CM also, or was he punctual this time?
Well, he arrived, well in time. We know that D.K. Shivkumar arrived at the Chief Minister's residence, keeping D.K. Shivkumar arriving at the Chief Minister's residence about half an hour late. He reached at about 10 a.m., keeping the Chief Minister waiting for a while. But the Chief Minister left from his residence immediately, a little over 9:30. He arrived here at about 9:45. This is the residence. We're right outside D.K. Shivkumar's residence, the palatial house that he stays in. This is the first time, Hina, that the Chief Minister is visiting the residence of D.K. Shivkumar after the Congress government came to power. The two big leaders of Karnataka, of the Congress party, who, were together to bring the Congress party in the government. But now this internal fight for the power tussle coming out in the open. There is a breakfast meeting that has been organized. It's very calm here that we are seeing at the residence here. But inside, what's brewing? That's going to be the big question. And what is the decision that will be taken? Can there actually be any kind of a breakthrough in this meeting or not? This is season 2, like you mentioned, Hina, but what really comes out of it? And will the High Command now step in? And has it reached a point of no return? It's a very important day today, because today is the day it will be decided whether this is an issue that can be solved at the state level or not, and then it goes to the High Command. There is a lot at stake. There are elections that are upcoming in Kerala as well as Tamil Nadu in the next few months, and any crisis here in Karnataka will have a reflection there as well. So the High Command has to make that decision now. Neha is also live with us, and Neha, D.K. Shivkumar recently, speaking to the media, had spoken about his brand of politics, and interestingly, he went on to say that I am not somebody who goes with many MLAs to Delhi. I know my brand of politics. I'm not somebody who backstabs. I'm somebody who does straightforward politics, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, all right. We'll go back to Neha in just a moment. The question is, who was D.K. Shivkumar hinting at? He spoke to the media. He said, backstabbing is not my style of politics. Mine is a straightforward style of politics. And he, remember, has been very clear. He has not said it in as many words, but he has hinted that there is a power-sharing agreement that he had with the High Command. So is this his message to the High Command to say that, look, I am indulging in straightforward politics. We spoke about a power-sharing agreement, and that it is now your time to honor that word. So, Neha, D.K. Shivkumar saying, backstabbing is not my style of politics. Who was he hinting at? Because this statement came just hours ahead of his meeting that's currently underway, the breakfast meeting with the Chief Minister.
Well, Pratibha, the Deputy Chief Minister has been sending out many cryptic messages, which one may read between the lines if they'd like to. One of the statements that you earlier mentioned, of course, was the statement of the backstabbing that he had made. We've seen a host of statements. Another such statement that had come in was him saying that word power is world power. Another statement, of course, that had come in was of him saying that, he's always dedicated himself to the efforts of the party, that the chief ministership isn't important to him. Indirectly, reading between the lines, of course, as political reporters, for all of us, these have often been statements in the past that have, of course, sent out messages loud and clear. Remember, Pratibha, one of the first conversations that we'd had with the Deputy Chief Minister back then is when he had said that the party has always taken care of my interests. He did not shy away from saying that the party has always taken care of him. Indirectly also, of course, reminding the High Command here of the times that he stood by them during political crisis, not just in the state of Karnataka, remember. We remember what happened when MLAs were rushed to Maharashtra. We remember what happened during the Rajasthan crisis. DK Shivakumar, in a way, has been the strong man of the Congress party, reminding the High Command, of course, in his own ways, time and again, that 2.5 years have gone by. And it's time that this entire change of leadership is something that be given ample amount of course, thought to. Pratibha, it appears like there's some sort of movement. All right. Okay, of course. No. Coming back to where we were, DK Shivakumar has been someone whom the party has been able to rely on during their worst times of crisis.
Yes,
and at
in
a time
fact,
like that,
DK Shivakumar has been a Congress loyalist. He has been talking about how he has been with the Congress party for a long time now. He says it time and again that I am a Congress loyalist. He has spoken about how he has been with the Gandhi family, with the Congress party for decades together. But with him is Siddaramaiah, somebody who is known for his longevity in the political career, something which is not seen very often in Karnataka. He has previously served a full 5-year tenure in a state like Karnataka, which has seen largely coalition governments. That is a rarity. So Siddaramaiah serving as the Chief Minister of Karnataka from 2013 for 5 years, and now for the second term as well, beyond the halfway mark as well. We have visuals now coming in as well from inside DK Shivakumar's residence. Now look at the entire seating arrangement. It's very, very interesting. We have pictures of DK Shivakumar seen sitting with Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, and both of them in their chairs. A very warm greeting as they arrived as well. We have Mr. Ashok Gaurav of the BJP also on the phone line with us. Mr. Ashok Gaurav, we're getting in pictures of DK Shivakumar. He is hosting the Chief Minister. The High Command is really hoping that the power tussle gets resolved today after this meeting. Does the BJP expect that to happen?
Definitely not. See, maybe because of the Dhanur Masa starting from another 15 days from now, it may be temporarily halted because there are one record which Siddaramaiah thinks that he can break, and crossing the Devraj Aras's longest serving Chief Minister, which happens on January 12th. And post that, there is the Dhanur Masa will be ending on 15th. And Siddaramaiah might prolong till the budget, but in between, we have seen that from May 2023 onwards till now, there is always continuously every 1 month, every 2 months, there is a power tussle which happens between DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. In fact, when we speak to Siddaramaiah supporters, they say we have our spices with the DK Shivakumar's house. Same thing is said by DK Shivakumar supporters also. Meaning to say the power tussle has started long time back and is continuing and will continue. And it is never going to end. Even if DK Shivakumar becomes Chief Minister, there will be somebody who will be pulling the leg of then the Chief Minister. All this reflects only one thing. We have seen that Congress has never provided a stable government and able governments, even though the governments crossed 5 years, whether it was Siddaramaiah or other people. It was always flaunted with faults and other things, wherein the development of the people never took place.
Okay.
Only development of the Congress party and development of their own leaders took place, and Karnataka had always become an ATM for the Congress High Command. With all these things, today we see in the paper report saying that there are 558 pothole deaths in Bangalore, across Karnataka, which nobody has answered. The minister should come out, whether it is Bangalore Development Minister, Urban Development Minister, or the Municipality Minister should come out and tell. And instead of that, they are enjoying the breakfast with idli and vada, or with idli and chicken curry. And who is bothered? Common people are not bothered about that. Common people are bothered about what happens to them. 558 pothole deaths, 11 RCB deaths, and 65 women have been hacked to death. 2,550 farmers' deaths. Who is going to answer to all these things? And whether you name the hostel department of the minority welfare or the social welfare, wherein scheduled caste people are there, and you can see that there is nothing, no development at all, and people are literally suffering. And forget about that, they don't even have the pillow and bed. They don't even have get a food.
Okay.
They don't even have one what do we call mat,
Okay.
simple chape. So when this is the
So
thing.
people of Karnataka are suffering because governance has taken a back seat. There are problems aplenty, but the Congress party is too busy solving its own problem crisis, solving its own power tussle, and that's what we've been seeing right from the start of this government coming in. But you spoke about how the tenure of Siddaramaiah was from 2013 to 2018 and how this is his second tenure as the chief minister. Half term has been completed already. He has been chasing the legacy of being the longest serving chief minister of Karnataka. Imran is also live with us. And Imran, you know, Siddaramaiah is somebody who has been in politics in Karnataka for decades together. He is known for his political depth, but this is also a very big test for him. Yes, he's somebody who has been, in politics, has shown that stability for the Congress party for a long time now. But he was not always with the Congress party. And this comes as a big test for him as well. Was there actually an agreement with the High Command that after 2.5 years, there will be a rotational CM, a CM change in Karnataka?
Well, Pratibha, we'd like to just get back to a little bit of background about this thing when you raised this question, because Siddaramaiah was in JDS for a long time, and there is, after that he came to Congress party, and there's always an accusation that, he's not an original congressman. But he is the first leader elected by the legislative party. There was an election held by the Congress party in which Mallikarjun Kharge was a CM candidate, and he was also CM candidate. It was held in the Congress office at Congress Bhavan in Bengaluru at then Cunningham Road, where in that election Siddaramaiah was elected as a unanimous leader. So this is that he was the first, probably the chief minister who was elected by the representatives, not by the High Command, and he was a very popular leader that time, beating Mallikarjun Kharge, who was a long-standing loyalist of the Congress party. But there is an accusation of Siddaramaiah that when last time Parameshwara was the party president, he was orchestrated his defeat so that he cannot become a contender and challenge to it. Now the chief minister is on his last leg of his political career. There is a stain on him by the Dalit groups that he's the one who orchestrated, didn't allow a Dalit to become chief minister. First, Mallikarjun Kharge, second, Parameshwara. So what we get to know from his close aides that if he wants to step down, he wants a Dalit to become the chief minister, as this will remove the stain from his political career. That he is a chief minister. Likely to his favorite is Parameshwara. That's the reason why we see Parameshwara on and off again giving the statement that he's also a chief minister candidate. If High Command gives him a choice, he'll definitely ask a Dalit to be made a chief minister, and he wants Parameshwara to become chief minister. Whether it's likely to happen or not, we have to wait and see, because Shiv Kumar also is now the party president. He's also equally worked for the party and always been a go-to man for the Congress party in terms of crisis, whether it's MLAs, Gujarat, other thing like my colleague Neha was pointing out. But also he's someone who's money back, who can fund elections, who can also strategist. So he's a very, very strong leader. He's a good strategist. He's also a good money back, and also been handy when Congress party High Command has been asked him to. Especially he's very close considered to Priyanka Gandhi. So we've seen that when Priyanka Gandhi contested as an MP from Wayanad, DK Shivakumar was there in order to help Priyanka Gandhi for that elections. So we've seen that it's a very difficult choice for the High Command. If given a choice, Siddaramaiah would like the Dalit to become the chief minister. But if situation comes to us, that this is what the DK Shivakumar fears about. He wants a smooth transition. He doesn't want a turbulent transition, because he knows that Siddaramaiah not just has political clout, but he also has social clout. That if he doesn't have a smooth transition, it will be trouble for him. So we see that bonhami happening now. After High Command intervened, asked them to settle issues, this breakfast is happening. The outcome of it, what we have to see after the breakfast, but any major changes unlikely to happen. Only when the High Command, where the meeting will happen, we'll see major changes. So as Mr. Ashok Gowda was pointing out, go ahead.
Okay, Imran, interrupting you there for just a moment. We have pictures coming in from inside DK Shivakumar's residence. The pictures of the Chief Minister meeting DK Shivakumar. The two are having breakfast together, and similar to what we saw at the Chief Minister's residence, it looks like it's just the two leaders together who are having these discussions, one-to-one, a heart-to-heart that the two leaders are having. What actually is discussed in the meeting? When we asked DK Shivakumar yesterday, he of course said, I'm not going to be revealing to the media what we're discussing. after the previous meeting at the CM's residence, it seemed like all was not well. DK Shivakumar did come out. Sure, he was smiling. There were pictures of unity, but it did seem like DK Shivakumar was not really happy with the outcome of the same. And, let's be honest, DK Shivakumar is well aware that now if there is no CM change, then it is very unlikely to happen in the coming months as well. Like many have been mentioning, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is chasing the legacy of becoming the longest serving Chief Minister of Karnataka. He will break the record of Devraj Aras. That will be on the 7th of January. But those in the Congress party, those in the know, are also very clear. Immediately after January, there will be elections in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. At such a time, the Congress High Command will not want a change in a state like Karnataka, a strong state for the Congress party. Here, they will not want any disgruntlement. To make a big change like that just ahead of the elections is very, very unlikely. So DK Shivakumar and his camp is well aware of that. Immediately after that, there will further be a delay. So, DK Shivakumar also gets less than 2 years. So DK Shivakumar is very, very clear. It's now or never. That's the reason why there have been so many talks from DK Shivakumar's side as well that there needs to be a change. He is hosting the Chief Minister today as well. What the outcome will be, that's a big question. When will the High Command step in? That's the question. And Neha, in the national capital as well, the top leaders have been holding discussions. In fact, sources also indicating that the High Command had put off the matter until Sonia Gandhi returned to the country. DK Shivakumar is known to be very close to the Gandhi family. The final decision on this, not even up to Mallikarjun Kharge, who has almost the same experience as Siddaramaiah himself. Mallikarjun Kharge is said to have said that I am from the very same state. I will not be able to take a decision. It is the High Command who will decide, hinting that it is the Gandhis who will decide. But the question is, have the two leaders now reached a point of no return? When will the High Command actually step in? Neha?
Yes, Pratibha, of course, sorry, what you mentioned earlier was the fact that, this entire meeting possibly also is now happening because of the intervention of the High Command. Sticking with that, it's also now important to mention that the outcome of this meeting, like Imran was mentioning earlier as well, probably isn't going to be as much as it's being portrayed to be or as much as it's being perceived. Likely that, yes, some discussions, of course, are going to be held, but whether at all, these discussions are going to, circulate around the fact that a final agreement is going to be agreed upon is rather debatable at this point in time. While it's a crucial breakfast meeting that's taking place between both the leaders, we've seen the pictures, the video also that's now surfaced, of the breakfast meeting here. The question that still remains is, when are they likely to be traveling to the High Command? When are they likely to be going to Delhi? And more importantly, what comes out of that?
Okay, all right. So, all right. We're looking at these visuals as well. The Chief Minister arrived, and look at that. It's slightly longer than the meeting that DK Shivakumar had at the Chief Minister's residence. That meeting lasted for just about 35 minutes, and now it's already been about half an hour that the Chief Minister has been inside, and the meeting is still on. We have Imran also with us. Imran, so very clearly in round 2 of these talks, it looks like the talks are going on for much longer. When DK Shivakumar was at the Chief Minister's residence, in just about half an hour, it was all wrapped up, but the Chief Minister is still inside.
Well, absolutely. In fact, that now the breakfast is what we're getting to is almost over, and the discussions are happening there. They're talking to each other. We'll get to know what political discussions are going to happen on the breakfast table and post that. But in a short while from now, Chief Minister likely to come out of the DK Shivakumar's house. The breakfast you saw being served there, idli for the Chief Minister and other items. But now what we're getting to know, the breakfast is almost over. Both the leaders are sharing some discussions there. It is not like what earlier breakfast happened where it was hectically washed as a political discussion. It will be rather more a casual chat rather than what we saw last time, where they were forced both by the High Command to have that breakfast and to resolve one of the main issue about them not slinging the mud in the open, but to keep it to themselves and come out with a consensus over that issue. There is no such compulsion in this breakfast. They're just casually meeting, but of course the discussion will be there, and what was discussed we'll get to know in some time.
Okay, all right. In fact, we have visuals from inside this meeting as well. And clearly, as we mentioned before, previously the Chief Minister's residence, it seemed to be only the Chief Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister. But visuals from inside DK Shivkumar's residence actually indicate that it's not a meeting just between the two leaders. We're also seeing DK Shivkumar, who is also seated with them. So DK Suresh, who is DK Shivkumar's brother, is also with them at the table. So it's not just a meeting of the two leaders, but DK Shivkumar's brother, DK Suresh, is also present there. So we are expecting that after this meeting, the two leaders will again address the media. And Neha, you know, after the meeting at the Chief Minister's residence, the two leaders had put up a united front. And now looking at the visuals, firstly, it is round 2 of this meeting, so it looks like the advancement of the talks there. Of course, the two leaders have maintained that it's the High Command who will take the decision. But this time, it's not just the Chief Minister and his deputy. DK Suresh is also present on the table amid these discussions.
Well, Pratibha, that's right. DK Suresh, of course, just having returned from Delhi, also now spotted as a part of, this breakfast meeting that's been taking place at the Deputy Chief Minister's residence. Yesterday, we heard from DK Suresh when very pointed questions were asked to him about, whether, of course, his brother is going to be made the Chief Minister or not. Of course, he very clearly answered that the High Command would take an appropriate decision at an appropriate time. What exactly, of course, does that mean? One may read between the lines if they would so choose to. More importantly, when he was also asked about, the 2028 possibilities, he said that the CM's chair is not going anywhere, that the CM's chair is still going to exist as long as the democracy exists, and in the year 2028 also possibly, he's going on to further drop those hints. What is important right now? One, are the discussions that are going on inside between the two leaders. Two, the fact that the opposition has raked up that the entire focus of the government has shifted on resolving this crisis and firefighting it, and that there's no focus on development. A charge which the Deputy Chief Minister has denied, saying that their guarantees and development schemes are still on track. And three, after this crucial meeting, are there going to be more breakfast meetings, more appearances together, more optics, or is the action finally going to shift to Delhi? These are the three things that we'd have to wait and watch out for, Pratibha.
Okay, all right, but very interesting visuals from inside DK Shivkumar's residence, and I just want to point out, just look at the visuals. DK Shivkumar is the host of this breakfast meeting, but it is Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister, who is sitting at the center of the table, flanked by DK Shivkumar on one side and DK Shivkumar's brother DK Suresh on one side, with MLA Ranganath sitting there as well. So, at the center of the table, it is Chief Minister Siddaramaiah who is sitting there. Is it an indication that yet again talks are not going the way DK Shivkumar would want it to go? Imran, what are the possibilities realistically to be wanting to rock the boat here in Karnataka, does not want to make any changes here? So it is unlikely that the High Command will immediately step in and take a decisive decision on what should be done next in Karnataka, leaving it largely on these leaders. And, going by the visuals, going by the body language of what you're seeing in this breakfast meeting, Siddaramaiah seated in the middle, you have DK Shivkumar on one side, DK Suresh on the other side, and discussions are ongoing. What are the likely scenarios that could take place after this meeting?
No, the Chief Minister has made it very clear that he will abide by what High Command says. But behind all this posturing, we have seen that he has requested the High Command that, there is, he wants to serve as, be the longest serving Chief Minister. That will happen in the month of January, and wants to present his 17th budget. And after that, most likely the discussion of this, he was said that he's amicable to open for discussion on these issues. DK Shivkumar said, however, says that they do not trust the issue. The Chief Minister will step down after all of this, because he had agreed for that 2.5 years agreement, and then he has not kept up his promise. So he wants to have that change now, and it's not easy for High Command right now to go for any change, because it needs overhaul of the entire system. The ministers, and also about the cabinet colleagues, and everything needs to be reshaped. So that is a big issue with the High Command right now. But he wants to stay on till he presents his 17th budget, is what we're getting to know. Is that was his conveyed. But ultimately, he's left to High Command. If they ask him to step down, he will step down. But this is what he's conveyed to let him present the 17th budget, which he wants to. They've gone inside Vidhan Sabha.
Okay, all right. In fact, we're seeing a lot of activity outside DK Shivkumar's residence as well. The meeting has probably ended and the two leaders could come out to address the media, similar to what we saw previously at the Chief Minister's residence as well. After the meeting, we're expecting that the two leaders will come out, take questions from the media as well. Now, we're looking at the visuals here, a lot of activity happening here. Still awaiting details on whether the meeting is actually open or the meeting has actually ended or not. But after this meeting, we can expect the two leaders to come out and address the media. But political analysts believe that it would probably be the same outcome that we saw from the Chief Minister's residence. The meeting is going to be inconclusive. The two leaders will come out and say that we are united and leave it to the High Command. So the High Command will have to take that final decision. This issue, the power tussle, has been festering for a while now. In fact, from the time the Congress party came to power in Karnataka, DK Shivkumar has been hinting that he has an agreement with the High Command. The question is, in this test for the High Command, will they actually step in or not? Will the High Command ensure that now there is a solution? Because now it has festered for too long. DK Shivkumar's patience is wearing thin, and he seemed to be indicating that he has done a lot for the party, and it's now time to reward him as well. Siddaramaiah also being very clear that he is not aware of any power-sharing agreement with the High Command. He says that if the High Command asks him to step down, he will, knowing very clearly that it's not going to be an easy decision for the High Command. So the meeting, we're told, is still ongoing. The two leaders are continuing their meeting, and interestingly, not just the two leaders, but we have the supporters of DK Shivkumar from the Congress party, yes, but those who are very close to DK Shivkumar, his family members, including DK Shivkumar, his brother, and relative MLA Ranganath also with him. Very quick break now. Any moment now, we're expecting the meeting to end, after which the two leaders will address the media. What's the outcome of this meeting? We get you the details. Quick break. We'll be right back.